Podsack Podcast with your boy Andre and Sheldon too, and your boy Cooper. We're all here together.
I like it. I really do.
Reminds me of like a 90s sitcom.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
I'm trying to bring us in more interesting.
Like,
you know?
I almost wanted to smile and just like look into a camera and then just, yeah. Have a name pop up.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. We're from a 90s sitcom. That's our intro.
I passed the ball to you.
Yeah, literally. And then I was like, oh, there it is again.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah. Oh, there it is again. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's great. We should do that. We should definitely do that. That'd be so much fun.
That's pretty dope. Welcome back to another episode, guys.
We're here.
I just want to remind people that we are doing on the 100th episode a giveaway for this Luffy Chase.
All of
Gear
this stuff
5
here is being given away.
No, it's not. Just the Luffy Chase. You guys don't get these. These are mine.
These are mine.
There are also pops that are going to be put into this collection from me, Andre, and Pat.
And Patrick.
So it's going to be like a Funko Pop care package.
Yeah.
You
You're
get
going to
two chases and then like two exclusives.
Yeah. It's going to be kind of crazy. It's going to be like $200 worth of pops.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, hey, look, if you guys want some cool pops, all we ask is that you like, comment, and subscribe. That's it.
It's free.
It's free, dude.
Free.
It's a free entry.
Both of those might take you like 3 seconds.
It really will.
Click it, you click, move your mouse, click again.
Yeah.
it.
And then in the comments, just tell us we're idiots. Honestly, we love it. Just engagement. That's what we want.
Tell us that you did, that you like, tell us that you subscribe, and tell us that we're dumb. There you go.
Tell us
gonna take 10
that
seconds.
we're cute and that we make your day. Ooh, ooh.
Do you not get validation at home, man?
Nope.
Didn't even think about it. Nope. I come here and I want it from strangers.
I play Borderlands 3 to get that feeling. Okay. All right.
Oh my God.
Let's get into this. We are talking about some fun things this week. We got anime
reviews with Bleach, Dandadan, Dragon Ball Daima. We're going to be talking about Star Wars Visions coming back for third season 2025. A little bit of Game Award stuff too.
Game Awards.
It's that time of year.
It is that time of year.
It's
The
award
Game Awards
season.
seem to be a hot topic these days.
Especially this year.
Seems
There's some
just one
categories that they added, or not categories that they added, but styles of what would you
candidates that
like subgenre maybe.
Well, so there's categories obviously,
Yeah.
but in said categories there's candidates
Certain candidates
that people are not very thrilled about, and the Game Awards have come out and said, "Well, we're doing it this way now," and everyone's like, that goes against the name of the award show.
Yeah, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yes.
Let's start with how our weeks were, boys.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Did some viewings on some places.
Okay.
Yeah. There's one that I like. It's just obviously a big decision. It's a big leap. And there's a bunch of fear that I have to kind of go through to kind of be like, I like this place. Obviously, walking to a new home empty, not furnished is obviously like I don't want to be here. But then once you're furnished and everything, and it's been a couple like months, it'll feel like home again. Right. But it's the initial like, okay, I kind of get.
You got to have the moment you get up, you do the housewarming party. We are coming through. That's what the whole point is. We will come through and help you.
Yeah,
make
like
it feel that way.
my mom even said, she's like, once you like furnish it and you're in there, it's been like a month or two, you'll even forget about like that fear that you had when you first.
I mean, you don't even really need that much furnishing, really.
No, and like all I want is like a love seat, a coffee table, like a rug, and like my TV, and then a bedroom, and then my desk, and that's literally all I need.
Yeah.
Pots and pans. But it's just walking to a new place with nothing and being like, okay,
don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So
we're gonna come and help you out.
Excuse me.
I'll probably I'm gonna make your Christmas gift and your housewarming gift the same gift, so that way I can just give it to you early.
Just a box of pizza.
It's just gonna be 2 boxes of Domino's pepperoni and pineapple pizza.
Gift cards for groceries or something.
Yeah.
So I got.
You don't need stuff. You need things to survive.
I just need pots and pans, and that's it. So yeah,
I'm gonna buy him broccoli.
I got.
and
you're eating this.
Just a
whole head of broccoli.
Remember when I brought you just like produce at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember
you
what.
gave me a box of oranges.
Yeah, I did. We had too many oranges.
You gave me a box of oranges, man.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Hit you with here,
I
dog.
think I gave you corn, didn't I? I did give you corn. That is right.
If you need produce hookups, talk to me.
Yeah. I'm the plug on produce.
Yeah, so I got the application. I did that and I sent it away, and now it's just kind of getting reviewed. But I'll keep you guys informed, obviously. And then there's a couple other places that I've been looking at. One I'm going to call today. But yeah, just on the hunt for a house.
Nice.
For a space for me and little homie. Nice. That's about it.
That's
all my week.
Need. That's all you need.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How was yours?
Mine was pretty good. I platinumed Dead Island 2.
Nice.
Started it like 2 weeks ago.
Wait. You mean Just Cause 4 or like Dead Island 2 you are done?
Both.
Damn.
Just Cause 4.
You just started that.
Yeah, I just started it. And then I went just straight, beat the game, platinumed it, and I'm playing it again with one of my buddies. And then me and him are going to play the DLC together. So now I am on I'm on to Borderlands 3 again.
Like, hey, bro.
Hey, you want to play Dead Island 2, brother?
Well, we played Dead Island 1. We played Dead Island 1 together, so I felt like we should play Dead Island 2 together.
I do know that game is a lot more fun with.
It is so much more fun with friends.
Yeah.
Like the more people you actually have, the more fun it is.
Is it a game where the more people you have in your party, the harder the game gets?
Yes, they ripped the Borderlands formula.
Wait, no. It actually isn't. It's actually easier.
Oh.
It's like more. It's like
so they decided to go against the Borderlands formula, which works.
Yeah. I mean,
when I played it solo, it was so hard. Like some of the bosses are really difficult.
Like, you know, when you have a game where it's just like hordes of zombies, and you're by yourself, it should be harder. And then when you get like allies, it should be a bit easier. Not significantly, but a bit.
I think they actually say that in the beginning. It's like it's more like right when you finish like the tutorial, which is pretty long. It's pretty lengthy. It's like 30-40 minutes.
Press B to duck.
Yeah, basically, like not even just that. Yeah, you're going through all these different areas. Once you finally get to the end of like the intro,
the open area of the game,
of the game, you get access to online where you can join your friends. And right then, it's like, oh, it's more fun and easier to play with friends, and it honestly is. It's way more fun.
I think that's kind of a smart marketing strategy.
Yeah, it really.
I mean, it encourages people to tell their friends like, "Yo, get Dead Island."
Yeah, an open world zombie game with you and your friends, and it's not.
It's
not hard.
They just added a completely, or I don't know if they just added it, but they added it this year. It was a completely free update called, which is like a horde mode for you and your friends to just go and do like horde mode stuff where you can set up traps and like play with your friends and like go through like just a horde mode version of Dead Island. And I was like, dude, this game's dope. It's got really fun gameplay, really cool weapons, pretty cool story. I do actually like the story. It's interesting.
All right,
it was like something new. And I was like, okay, I'm into this. That's not necessarily completely new, but you know, new for Dead Island. And yeah, that's basically been my week. Oh, and Kendrick Lamar's album just dropped, so that's all I've been listening to.
Yes, I heard it's a banger.
It is.
It's a banger.
I'll have to give that a listen.
Oh yeah, dude.
Is it called GNX or something?
GNX.
Okay, cool.
Yep. It is called GNX, and it's 12 tracks, and it is
hot
really
fire.
Good. It is hot fire, dude.
Dylon,
dude.
How's your week been?
It's been good, man. Like work has been busy, obviously.
Yeah.
Watched a couple things. Watched that Red One movie, the Christmas special with The Rock and Chris Evans. Yeah. It was a fun movie.
It wasn't bad.
No, critics gave it a really poor score. Like, it doesn't have the spirit of Christmas, whatever. It had the muscle of Christmas, is what that had.
It had the eyebrow of Christmas.
That's what it had. God dang hero muscles all over.
Yeah.
It was
just like Marshall style.
Oh, Krampus was yoked.
Krampus was yoked? Okay, no, that's dope. I don't care what anybody says. Bring back yoked dudes. Yeah. They are not trash. Okay,
it was honestly like a feel-good film.
It was.
Yeah.
It really, honestly, it was. Like, I think it was a fun movie to go watch with like friends and family for sure. Like, if you're expecting some really deep story from a Christmas movie,
you're not
that's supposed to that's advertising as a fun Christmas movie.
Yeah,
get wrecked, man. Like, don't go there for that. If
you're telling me Santa's not real?
Santa was Jack too.
Yes, dude. Jack
J.K.
Santa.
Simmons. That's who plays Santa.
At one point, him and The Rock are in Santa's weight room, and they're shoulder pressing like 3 plates aside. JK is doing 3 plates. And he's just like this. He's like talking.
This movie is elite. I don't need anything else. I don't need to watch anything.
And then he racked it, and they put on another plate aside.
20, dude. Best movie of the year.
JK was just
Oscars all around.
Great form and everything. I was like, this guy's
let's go.
Honestly,
dude.
It was a fun movie. The only thing I'll say is like Chris Evans and The Rock really didn't have like that great of chemistry though. You know, and
is this their first film together, or like one of?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, they just I feel like they didn't have like the best chemistry set up, which was fine. It's not a big deal. But what they did with some of the lore stuff was really cool. Santa has his own magically powered like sleigh, right? Krampus has the dopest goddamn sleigh I've ever seen. This thing shoots fireballs.
Yo, no way.
Fireballs,
like,
my guy.
Chance this random sentence.
Yeah, like
It's like hoo ha ha
Yeah,
hoo ha ha.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
and he doesn't need like an animal to fly. He just like controls it like a car.
It had a lot
dude.
of,
It was pretty funny.
yeah, there was a lot of like, of course, toy placement, a lot of Hot Wheels and GMC product placement.
Really?
Like, who's buying you a Corvette in Christmas? I don't know.
Yeah.
That is one thing I don't like about movies is like the very
But it's a Christmas movie.
explicit. Yeah, I guess.
It makes sense. It's giving like parents gift ideas.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It really is. I hate it.
Yeah, they
I
have
hate all
this
that
cool
product
like
placement.
arm thing which brought the toys to like it alters their reality so you can make them real. What was a little sad was like The Rock grabbed a bunch of toys like Monopoly, Rock and Sock 'em Robots.
And we didn't
things
see
like
all
that.
of them.
No, only the Hot Wheels cars came to life, and then the Rock 'em Sock 'em Robots came to life.
Yeah.
But the Monopoly and the other things that he grabbed.
Every other toy, basically.
Yeah. I was like, you just wasted product placement, man. I wanted to see the Monopoly stuff come to life and see what they were gonna do with that.
Yeah.
I feel like it got cut out.
It would have been hilarious if like
Probably.
at one point
It's
he
in the director's cut.
Yeah.
he like altered the Monopoly board and they'd like chase around on the board. It would have been like very hilarious. But yeah, it was like you had like a handful of goodies and you only used like maybe two of them.
Yeah. Even the reindeer were huge. They were ginormous. They were probably like the size of this house.
Let's go.
They
Let's
were
go, dude.
very tall.
Yeah.
They were,
You know what? I think that was the theme though.
Everything.
Santa's yoked. His guards are yoked. Krampus is yoked.
the witch
Wait.
is huge.
Your witch is used.
Yeah.
Your reindeer's got to be huge.
If the elves were yoked, that's the greatest movie of all
Oh,
time.
speaking of that, so the Rock's like unit for Santa.
It's called ELF.
Yeah, I can't remember what it stood for, but like it was ELF. So when Chris Evans meets him,
He is an elf.
yeah, he's like, so you're an elf, and the Rock's like, I'm not an elf. Okay, it stands for, and then he would say it, and then Chris is like, so you're an elf. Got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it was just,
that's
it was,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. Other than
That's
that,
good.
Other than that, a lot of swearing, which was
well, it wasn't like major profanity. It was just like
shit and ass and stuff. But I
Yeah.
was like, this scene, like, this movie could be, I guess, for like children, right? So I was just a bit surprised. I'm like,
preteens almost.
I was just a bit surprised at like how much, I guess, like profanity
Yeah.
was said. But I mean, not a deal breaker. A great film.
Yeah.
A great film.
Other than that, I started watching Silo as well. It's an Apple TV series.
Okay.
It's about like a post-apocalyptic thing where people have been pushed. They started taking residence in these underground silos because like the top world is like poisoned
So Fallout.
Oh.
or something like that.
yeah.
Kind of like Fallout. Yeah. Great series.
Really?
Holy crap, great series.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
like a lot of. It's
Is it FX?
No, it's Apple.
Oh, it's Apple. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Apple. Apple's got some
Interesting.
good series apparently.
I've heard there's some good series on
Yeah.
Apple, but I've never subscribed just because I just don't know what those series are, and
Yeah.
I just haven't bothered to look. But
Yeah, I finished season 1. I
Nice.
started it 2 days ago.
jeez,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's finishing series like I'm planning
I
my
was
games.
no,
Literally,
dude,
yeah.
I was that invested into the show.
It's a race all of a sudden.
I feel that. I
Yeah.
feel that when you're super invested, you just want the only thing you do is live and breathe this series.
Yeah,
I know the
'cause
feeling.
It was a lot of like peeling back layers and them discovering things.
yeah,
And like what's real and what isn't.
yeah.
Yeah, like it was kind of dope.
I feel that. I felt that way when I was watching The Bear
Yeah.
recently because
Okay.
I was like, that's an super interesting show.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know the feeling of just diving into a show and you just can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Season 2 is out apparently, so
Okay, interesting,
like,
interesting.
yeah, other than that, it was a good week.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wanna
just
jump
chilling.
into some anime?
Let's get into some
Animes.
anime.
Yeah, we got. What do we want to start with?
Let's start with Daima.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, a little fun episode.
Yep.
Got a little bit more discovery. It started with Vegeta and the crew on Earth. Bulma can't fix the ship.
Nope.
Yeah, apparently there's like an element.
Which is very rare.
by the way, every review we do is just major spoilers. This will never be a spoiler-free review section.
Honestly.
We tried that and we hated it. So we're going
we can't dance around it.
Yeah,
we're just going to go straight into the episode. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If not, you can follow along with us as well. But yeah, spoilers, going.
Yes, 100%. And they've learned that they can't fix the ship without a certain element that's only from the demon realm.
Yep.
So they're screwed. Lo and behold, the king from the third demon realm sent a little minion dude to Hibis to go get them, and he shows up. Is like, I was told to bring you guys.
I'm here to get you.
Pretty much. And he's like, I have a salon appointment, so we need to make this quick.
He's like, come on, guys, we gotta go.
Yeah. So we get there, they get through, or something like that. No, they didn't show that they were getting through. We're coming to that point.
Yeah.
We cut to Goku and them. They're flying off, trying to figure out where to go, or like they know where they're going next. They end up at some village where the Tamagis are, and they get stopped by Tamagamis. Thank you. And they get stopped by the.
No, you say Tana or Tama?
Tana.
No, it's Tama.
It is Tama.
Is it Tama?
Yeah, it's
Tamagami.
Tama.
My bad.
Yeah, like Tamagotchi.
Yeah, Tamagotchi. Tamagami.
Yeah.
These names.
Yeah. They get stopped by the Grenadier people, trying to look for Goku. They have suspects. They have a very strong suspicion that the girl in the mask that wasabi bombed them the first time is that little girl. And
Pansy. Is Pansy. They think,
Pansy. Yeah.
They think that she's Pansy.
And then they just get into a whole brawl. She like electrocutes them. Goku beats the shit out of them.
Yep.
It's just a whole fun thing.
To just point out, the only reason why they can follow the ship is because everyone that has a collar, they can just.
Oh yes, that's right.
They can follow anyone that has a collar. Pansy has a collar.
Specifically, only in the third demon realm.
Yes.
Only the third demon realm demons have collars on them, because apparently some of them just kind of go crazy or are too overpowered, so they need to be kept in check.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what the collars do. And we learn. I can't remember what the metal was called now, but the metal that's used for the ring was
Kazinite or something?
Something like that. Yeah, something pretty close to that.
Yeah.
Is the same material that is on the Kaioshin's worlds.
Which is?
The big metal cube thing that Goku threw at Gohan while he was training with the Z-Sword, and it ended up breaking the damn Z-Sword. And they were like, what the hell? Because it's like the strongest metal in the universe.
Yeah. So
I was like, that's a cool callback. And we learned, too, that though they were made by Supreme Kai's sister.
Shin thinks that they were made by the mad scientist known as his sister.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And we learned too that, I don't know if you guys caught it, that Pansy says that when the collars are put on them at a young age, it grows with them.
Yes.
So so it's not gonna like choke you out. Like
it's
you're
an
just
adaptable metal.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
which makes me think we might see more. That might come into play more a little bit later. Maybe.
I
mean, if they're like giving heavy emphasis on that, and they're giving us information saying that it grows with you, there might be a little bit something to it.
Might be.
You know?
Might be, might not be. It might have just been something thrown in. You never know.
He does do that too. Like,
we've already seen it quite a few times already
Yeah.
in this where they throw things in and then they just kind of like
come back to
they
it.
don't come back to it. They're like, nope, we're gonna.
It's true. He does do that.
and then a fight happens. We see some
Shin ends up breaking the collar too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Shin Pan. Pakapan.
Yeah.
He did some magical words like
Pan Pakapan.
and that's exactly the words that he used too.
PAN, PKA, PN, literally.
And it ended up shattering the little collar on her
Which
neck.
is like, I said to Cooper, I'm like, Shin just gave that whole lore on the collar and then went, oh, here you go.
and then shattered the lore.
And then shattered it.
The strongest metal in the universe. It just got shattered.
Pansy's
With
like,
a magic word.
Well, I think he said that it's just because he's a
Glin.
He's a Glind, yeah. Only the Glinds,
yeah.
I guess.
I just thought it was
Yeah.
super funny how we got like an in-depth lore, and then he's like, "Oh, here you go." I was just like,
nothing.
"Yeah." I was like, "What? You couldn't break it and then hit me with the lore?"
Look. It was all for emphasis on Pan Pakapan.
Yeah,
My favorite part of this whole series was Pan Pakapan.
just one sentence.
That's
I just
it,
don't
man.
know. It just seemed
But
ridiculous.
yeah, and then Shin doubled down, and then Panji's like, "Oh my god, that's a cool spell," and then Shin's like, "Anyone can do it," and Panji's like, "Oh,
We gotta teach
we gotta teach everyone," and Shin's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "What do you mean anyone can just fucking go pan pan?"
Pan Pakapan.
I was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, it was pretty tight.
Yeah.
But then they get to the village where the 3-star Dragon Ball is.
Yes.
The 3-star Tamagami. And it's a big dude with a giant mallet.
Yep.
Big dude with a giant mallet.
Yeah.
And the Dragon Ball is in the damn chest, which I pointed out to you guys that it's like the Shadow Dragons from Dragon Ball GT, because the Shadow Dragons had the Dragon Balls stuck in them. The whole Shadow Dragon thing was the negative effects of the Dragon Balls, of the negative wishes that happened. So it turned.
What's a negative wish?
Like a wish that doesn't do anything to help or be good. So it's like a wish that's selfish.
Good.
The dragon does.
I want to be rich and everyone else be poor in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Stuff like
But
that.
that is good for that person.
Yeah, but negative for the rest of the world.
Yes.
So.
But didn't in the beginning of this series,
You
he
could
say,
argue
I
that.
want to put them as kids
Yeah.
so I can beat
Well,
them. Is that
this is in GT. GT's a completely different timeline thing.
You are kind of on the same track.
Yeah.
So I will, but yeah, it's two different
yeah,
things.
no, I get it. I'm not gonna dig too deep because I know it's just Dragon Ball.
No,
But
that's fair. Yeah.
at the same time,
Yeah, no, my thing was just pointing out that they had the Dragon Ball in their chest, just like the Dragon Ball, the Shadow Dragons in GT, also having like the Dragon Balls in their body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he's just copying his disciples' works and just like, this is mine now. Like, oh, that's your homework? Yoink? Thanks,
yoink?
I'm the author now.
I love that little interaction where Cooper's like, "What's that?" And you're like, "Well, actually, it's a shit." He's like, "This way, give him a whole lesson in like 10 seconds." I just love that just happened.
I mean, I just know nothing about it. Of course, if you don't know, I have not watched Dragon Ball. I'm ignorant in the Dragon Ball series. I will eventually watch it, but I'm watching this with you guys because I know you guys enjoy it, and I'm giving my honest opinion.
But before they get to the village,
fan.
we find out that Hybis is now in the world with Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma.
Yes.
Yep.
So now at some point they can culminate.
I also missed that. How did that happen?
They got through the gate, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think it showed that they went through Warp Sama. It's just, I guess,
like at one point
implicated.
they like the thing was broken. The ship was broken.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
then-
they got picked up by Hybis in Hybis' ship.
Sorry.
And then
I
they
missed
went.
that
Yeah,
moment.
they went to Warp Sum. They were on their way to Warp Sum.
Okay, gotcha.
With that, it's just he's not wasting time to be like, okay, we're talking to Warp Sum again.
Yeah,
And then-
No.
Which is nice.
I just missed that moment. I must have been looking away or something when that happened. I was like, how did they get there? And
That's
I forgot
fair.
to ask you after that episode.
That's
but-
fair. Yeah, yeah. I just like that they didn't have to show that because we know that once they go through Warp Sum,
yeah, right. It
and then they go.
would be like a waste of a scene.
Yeah.
For them to be like, "What's your pin?" XY.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
okay, no,
So
but yeah. So then at some point, I assume we will get a culmination of like the group together. But yeah,
Goku has gone off.
yeah, Goku's like because they asked Goku, should we wait for him? Goku's like, no, I want to go fight.
I want to fight.
Yeah, and that's Goku's thing. He wants to
yeah.
beat Vegeta to the punch so he can get more fights in.
Yeah, it usually goes. Goku ends up fighting, gets rolled. Vegeta will show up, kind of have a moment, and then they'll do like a partner attack, and they'll
Or it's the other way around.
or it's
Vegeta gets rolled and then Goku shows up.
yeah.
So then Goku ends up going to the bathroom, eating, and then he challenges
that Tamagami number 3.
Yeah.
That's the end of that.
And
Hey,
that's-
what?
Yeah, and it's weapon on weapon. It's giant mallet versus Neobo. Power pole is what they called it back in the day.
But we learn, you pointed this out actually. So I think it was Pansy or the old dude was talking about how the 3-star or sorry, just the Tamagis in general are stronger than Dabura.
Yes.
And then Dabura, you mentioned Rabbit Hole lore was as strong or if not stronger than Cell.
Yeah, so they mentioned.
Yeah, you want to hit them?
Yeah,
with that?
I'll give that to. You want to hit them?
You want to hit them with that? Dog?
So they did mention that Dabura tried to fight the Tamagamis and lost. He couldn't go up against them. So
Well, they didn't necessarily say that he lost. They said he couldn't defeat him.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. They did say that. Now with that, in terms of power level scaling, so this is a year after the Buu saga, when they fought Dabura. It was Gohan that fought him, and they were fighting. Vegeta was like, "This is pathetic. Like Dabura's at the level of Cell.
Yeah.
Gohan should have just steamrolled him. Like he was like, if Gohan kept up with his training, he would have just steamrolled Dabura. Would have been end of story.
Yeah.
Even him going to Super Saiyan 2, it was a problem. It was match to match.
Yeah, if
He should've
Gohan kept
steamrolled.
training with Super Saiyan 2, he would be a god.
Yes, literally.
Easy.
Literally.
So yeah.
So that's kind of interesting to know. Like the Tamagamis are definitely stronger than the cell level that Daburo is at. So it makes
but not strong as or stronger than Boo.
Well, no,
So
they never said that.
I'm just assuming.
You're
Pardon me.
speculating.
Yes.
You're speculating. It could be that they are on the same level, if not stronger.
That'd be scary.
Yeah, but if they were stronger, if they were like if Boo was stronger than them, Now this is just a whole other can of worms. Why didn't Babidi just take Boo back to the Demon Realms to get the Dragon Balls and go from there? I'm sure that's what some people will say.
Ooh, that's
very true.
That's a deep,
That's a pretty good.
That's your thinking cap is on.
But
Sure.
at the same time, I feel like this series is almost like, oh, lore, sweep it under the rug, sweep it under the rug, sweep it under the rug.
Well, it's interesting because he's going back and he's kind of retconning some things.
Yeah,
and it's just like this is what he's doing he did this to expand the world more so people could get answers.
Yeah,
right. And I'm pretty sure the people around were like, hey, people want backstory and lore. Maybe give them that more.
Yeah.
I think that's what,
especially with it being like a new series. It might be, and if some people this is their first time watching Dragon Ball, it'd be nice to throw in some lore to connect some things.
Yes.
And for older fans, they can be like, "Holy shit, I know this."
Yeah. Like now
right.
things kind of make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So from that speculation, you were also going to say that the fight with Goku and the Tamagami, he might end up having to go like Super Saiyan 2.
Super Saiyan 2 or 3 at
Super
least.
Saiyan 2,
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. This is just a reminder, like this is before Battle of Gods and stuff. So there's no Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
There's no red hair, blue hair, Ultra. There's
Instinct,
nothing.
none of that.
No,
This
this is just old school Super Saiyan stuff.
Yeah, it just
So.
makes me sad that they're children and not like adults. It's like, oh my god, we could have seen more Super Saiyan 3 as adults because they barely touched that.
Yeah.
Like they only featured it in the Buu saga like twice.
Yeah.
That was it.
We've only ever seen
And
this like a handful of times.
Yeah, and then you see that in a movie and then in the Battle of Gods when he fights Beerus, and that's it.
Is this in Janemba?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
in the Janemba film. Yeah.
Okay.
It is. Yeah. So Dragon Ball Daima, I thought was a decent episode.
Maybe a setup episode?
Yeah, it definitely was a setup episode.
Yeah.
Definitely a setup
I give it
episode.
like a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.5. I can definitely see in the next episode Goku or maybe Vegeta if he
No, what's gonna happen is the fight's gonna happen at the end. Vegeta's gonna show up. You fought without me? Like, that's what's gonna end up.
Kakarot!
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can definitely see Goku going Super Saiyan like almost off rip.
Yeah.
If
No.
No?
He doesn't do that. No. Goku likes to play around and engage his enemy first to find out how strong they are.
Yeah, but when Goku okay, fair,
then he'll go strong.
Yeah.
He trains till failure. Okay, every time he'll just train till failure. So he'll go.
Goku has too much. He's got such a big ego. Like he likes to play around first to gauge, and then they get serious.
My only concern is since he's like a child, he doesn't have that like I can last X amount of time because I'm like in a child's body. But that is Goku's thing. He likes to kind of dance a bit, and then when he gets hit, he's like, okay, all right, fine.
Well, you know what's crazy? They also mentioned in the beginning of the series that like the air is thicker.
Yes.
Didn't they? So the air is like thicker in this area where like Goku actually has to put more emphasis on his moves, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna have to see him not only outdo that, but like outdo what we know as the Tamagamis.
Yes. It's a very good point. Very good point. Wow.
So
astute observation.
observation.
learning.
Astute observation.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is
Nice golf clap.
I know
Pinky up?
nothing. I know nothing about Dragon Ball.
So yeah, you give it like a 7 out of 10?
7.5. Yeah,
7.5?
I
I
liked
give
it.
it a 5 only because I really didn't do
Nothing's
anything.
happened.
Nothing's
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me. Nothing
yeah.
happened for
This
me.
is the honesty
and
that I wanted.
Yeah.
So like,
you know what? And that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like I'm very anticipated for next episode. I want to see him fight the Tamagami.
And it's gonna be a weapon fight. It's
Yeah.
not a hand to hand, which we haven't seen
actually-
in Dragon Ball in a very, very long time.
You know, I'm actually really excited because this is the first like real fight
yeah.
in the series, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to see where this goes.
I'm kind of curious as to how this is gonna go.
Yeah, because they jumped. I didn't think it was going to happen this fast. I thought they were going to push off for a
Right.
little bit longer, but they actually did bring it up right away. We're fighting Tamagamis. I'm like, okay, let's see. Let's see where we
To
go.
backpack off what you said, now this is the real fight after we know he can go Super Saiyan.
Yes.
So it's like now
Yep.
Where
we
are
might
we
see
going?
some stuff. Yeah, right.
What's
So
going on?
I'm excited. Hopefully again we get like the whole crew together and then they go off on the big adventure. But only time will tell.
Yes.
Only time will tell.
Let's get into Dan.
Dan
was a good episode today.
Yeah. It's a good episode. It was a little bit, it was rom-com-y.
I think this whole series is gonna be a damn rom-com.
it's gonna be rom-com and then depression. Like, I just don't understand what they're trying
The
to go for
contrast
me.
from
Like
last week and this week is nuts.
yeah, it really is.
Yeah, last week was like sad, and now this week it's just like shenanigans.
Yeah, it's shenanigans.
for this week's episode.
It's real weird how they just jump back and forth. I mean, I don't really mind it. It's just it is an odd choice.
Yeah.
The pacing is like, and I'm like, I don't know whether to be excited or just really sad all of a sudden.
Exactly.
Yeah, right from the rip, it's just Momo and Ira just ripping on each other.
Yeah, they're ripping on each other at Grandma Seiko's house.
They're all eating food. I assume it's all back to normal stuff.
Yep.
XYZ. And then Momo's like, hey, look, sorry I dropped the tub on your head. Just call it quits.
Yes.
Call it even.
And I was like, nah, you a demon.
Yeah. And I was like, I would, but you're a demon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then
Talk to it.
Yeah,
and then they start
He's a
going at
demon,
it.
you're
while
a
they're
demon.
Eating, and then ISA calls to Seiko and is like, "You're eating in my grandma's house." And then Ira's like, that can't be your grandma. She's too young and pretty." And Seiko's like,
no, say it how she said it. She said she was too young and hot.
"Yeah, she's too young and too hot." And honestly, Ira, you right. I ain't gonna lie.
Ira hating facts.
She's been facts, but then Seiko has this funny line where she's like, "Yeah, Ira, you're a good girl. ISA is a demon."
And then she doubles down and goes, you know what, Ira, you could kick her ass.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, get her.
Like, she needs it.
Yeah.
Totally on Ira's side for just the compliments that she was.
And it was funny. I actually really enjoyed the intro to this episode because it warmed me up.
It lightened up the mood from last week.
Yes, it did.
Really did.
Which I think was needed.
It was, and that's a tough thing to do. I got to give them credit from going from that sadness to like bringing it to a super upbeat place where you're actually laughing. You're like, okay, you know what?
I mean, that's just
the show just has range.
That's just testament to the author's writing. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like they can go from transition from like a very sad to, hey, we're back at it again.
We're back at it again.
Yeah.
You know, so that was pretty cool. And then we get into a little bit of what happened after that. I'm
So
the baseball pitch to the nutsack.
Yes.
Right. Oh my God. I can't believe I forgot.
I was saying
Hold on.
You weren't here. I was saying to him,
testicle insertion.
I was like, this seems like the only way I would think of them actually kind of doing
I
this.
thought they were just gonna like shove it back in. That's what I thought.
Why shove it when you can
How? Like
fastball
from where?
right from the base, from the cooch, just pop it in there.
I thought that
No
maybe
incision, no nothing.
Well, I mean, it's magic. It's magic
Sure,
and
it is
curses.
magic. It is magic
They don't need
and
to
curses.
incision. Just push it in.
now cough.
They set up with a baseball pitch, and Turbo Granny's holding the
They didn't let me cut
the golden ball,
yeah, literally. Yeah.
and then Seiko is actually is the batter, and she's
Do you think she missed on purpose?
No, I don't think she missed on purpose.
She swung.
She did. She was
She
ready
put
to
it
hit.
all in there.
Yep.
She swung.
She was ready to hit,
She
and
ready to
Turbo Granny gave her a strike.
The best one that she could have ever given her.
Yep.
So
And
then
it nailed him right back in the nutsack and gave him one of his balls back.
one of his balls back. Yay. We're back.
He's halfway there.
Yeah. Now he's half a man.
He's half a man.
Yeah.
My goodness. So yeah, then it cuts to them in their school, and
Momo and him were gonna hang out, but then he was like, "I have a report to do."
Momo was like, yo, hang out, dog. Let's go.
Yeah,
After
let's go.
The rooftop cafeteria, I'll be there. Name the spot. And he's like, no.
I got a report.
I have to go to
Write a report.
I'm sorry. And she's like,
Okay.
kind of bummed. She's
Who
like,
comes first?
yes, you whore. I have work I have to do. You whore.
You whore.
I have work. And yeah,
God.
she like legitimately seemed kind of bummed. And I was like, okay, the
Yeah.
feelings are kind
I'm
of.
telling you, man. I feel like this entire series is just a rom-com.
Yeah, it really is.
Like,
It really
girl likes boy that she didn't really notice. Boy likes girl. Even though he was like a friend at first, he's like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, she
I think
is
I know.
pretty."
I think I know why Patrick wanted us to watch this. It's his life story that he wishes happened.
I was way out of pocket.
What are you saying, man?
I'm just playing. I'm
What are
just
you
playing.
saying?
Pat. I love you.
What you saying, dog?
I'm just playing. I
What
love
are you
you,
saying
Pat.
about Pat's love life?
But yeah,
No, this
it's
is just what he
it's
wanted in high school. This is his high school dream. This is his fantasy. He's actually the writer.
It's a classic like boy likes girl, girl likes boy, and they're like, no, I don't like you.
Yeah, but they do like each other. And then so Okarun actually ends up going and training, and he's trying to do
So
push-ups,
his
back
report
extensions.
is
Well,
since-
hold on. Before we get there, Momo is actually walking down, and all she sees is Okarun on top of.
Wait. That happens after.
No, it's before.
yeah, that is before.
Because she catches him, and then it shows us what really went down.
Yeah. You
what
are
she
right.
sees
You are
is
right.
in this little gap, was in this little hallway alley thing, was Ira. What's her name?
Ira.
on
Yeah.
the floor, and Okarun on top of her,
Yep.
looking down at her.
sensual.
Very.
Ooh, the tension.
Sensual.
And
The
then it
tension
flips,
was there.
and it shows us what Okarun was doing.
It shows the context.
Yeah, it shows the context.
Okarun was training
Yeah.
by himself. His report wasn't a report. It was just him push-ups, squats.
Back extensions.
Bro was getting after it.
getting
And,
back at it.
and the reason being is, if I'm not mistaken, last week's episode when Momo was like, okay, fight. And he's like, how? Right?
Yeah,
when
yeah,
like
yeah.
he was in his like,
Well, it's not just that, but his body like needs to get used to that.
yeah.
that
Yeah, he's
over-
gotta
that,
train.
so that he can
Yeah.
stay in it for longer.
like one for all.
Yeah. Hey, bam. And then we see a flashback of Seiko being like 100 of these, 100 of these, 100 of these, 5 sets.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, whew, gotta
That was
get into
actually
Or
kind
all
of
for
crazy. No, we're talking about what Seiko was telling.
I think I referenced the wrong power.
What'd you say first?
One for all. It's all for one, right?
No,
No,
yes,
it's
one for
Yeah.
one for all. What are you talking about?
It is one for all.
It is
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
for all.
Yeah. It's one for all.
All for one is
The bad guy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's one for all.
Anyways, back to what you were
Back
saying.
to Seiko. No, so
Anime.
that's intensive training, dude.
Yeah.
5 sets of 100 push-ups, bro. That's 500 push-ups.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I was saying to him, you know, those like,
And no high school kid that's never worked out in their life. This anime is unrealistic.
Well, no,
high
he
school
hit-
kid that's never worked out in their entire life cannot do that right off the rip.
No,
It's
and
impossible.
he didn't. He failed his at push-ups. I think he got up to like, what was he at? Like 15 or something like that.
yeah, I mean, like,
So like he got to like 15, and I was like, okay,
yeah.
that's
But
fair.
I was saying to him, you know, those
Not
like
some weird-
air squats that he was doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, after a while, that would burn.
It does
Dude,
burn.
it
That would,
does
that,
burn.
that would suck.
It would suck.
Yeah.
It's a full combination workout. It's like it's just a lot of
And he
activity.
was pumping his arms and everything. Too. I
Yeah.
was
He,
like,
he
damn.
was basically doing like a hit exercise.
Yeah,
for
that was
sure.
a hit exercise. If you're doing 100 reps of 5 sets, dude, you're dead. You're killed.
Daily.
I played 2 games of basketball. Yes, 2 3-on-3 games of basketball, and
You
I
play
was
sports?
gassed.
You can play basketball?
No, I can't. I'm dog shit.
Were you shooting like this?
I would go like that.
Oh my God. He's that
I gave
kid.
him one of these.
Bro,
What a what? What a what?
These.
bro hit the Steph Curry.
Nah, you know the signals at the. At
You
the
like
airplane?
sidearm throw it into?
Boom.
Bro's landing a plane.
I hit him with one of these. No, but yeah, I played 2 games.
Pass the ball.
It was like
I'm
5
open.
minutes. It was like 5 minutes each, and
Oh, shit.
I was dead.
I cannot see you playing any
No,
sports.
not at
ever.
all.
Like,
Not at all.
No, I don't play
Ever.
sports.
not even curling.
Actually, no, I played soccer mostly, but I just wasn't a
I
basketball
can see
kid.
soccer being
Soccer,
a thing,
yeah.
but yeah, not things that uses his hand
No,
or his
No.
upper body.
The hand, yeah, just in general. Yeah.
no.
But I would love to see you play football. You would get rolled so bad.
I'm fast.
I mean, he can. Yeah,
I'm
he's
really
got speed on
fast.
him.
Are you? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that I did play a bit of football.
Fast.
I'm past, dude.
I'm fast.
I'm past.
I can run super fast.
Anyways, back to Dandadan.
Back
But yeah,
to Dandadan.
he's training, and then Ira's like, look, I love you.
Just straight up.
And he was like, what the fuck?
you shit on this kid from the get go, and because he saved your life, now you love him.
Because she found some magazines for Dad's office about
You're
love.
a demon. I'm a human. This can never
She
work.
did find magazines in her dad's
Yeah,
office, man.
And movies.
Not even just that. They said the secret movies in my dad's office.
I missed that part.
I
Oh,
think
you missed
did.
it?
I
I
think
missed
you
that
did.
part.
She was watching one. She was this close to TV.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying like they really full blown reference like porn in this.
You know, maybe this dude might be hitting points though, the author, because like in high school, what do you kind of do? Like you do kind of you do go sneak off and watch porn without your parents knowing.
It's more real. Like I will give it complete authenticity where I say it's actually kind of more realistic in terms of like high school life compared to like the itsy ditsy.
True.
Like it's more in the reality, like the like I said, the VA. The writing and like everything from it, like how they're arguing, you know, the little petty squabbles that they're having like every day between Ira ISA, Okarun ISA, like all of them just fighting each other, that kind of stuff, like just saying things to each other, and the jokes. It's all very very lifelike,
right?
Like it brings these characters to life, and it feels more realistic. Than,
it really grounds them.
Yes, yeah, it grounds them. So. Yeah, where were we in the episode? She
confronts him.
Him and Ira are basically fighting
because
she's like, "Let me fucking kiss you."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Go away, dog."
Yeah.
I'm trying to get big.
And she judo throws his ass to the floor, which has him land on top of her, and that's what caused the scene.
Yeah,
which
and now
Momo mistook for, "Oh, you were kissing."
She's also
blah, blah, blah.
ISA was also puckering up.
Yes, ISA was
Ira, not
Ira.
Yeah.
Sorry, was puckering up.
She's like, "Okarun, hurry up,
Okarun, hurry!"
She sounded desperate, dog.
Okarun has found out the gym, and he just wants a gym.
That's
exactly,
it.
dude.
And he's like, "No bitch is getting in the way."
No. Okay, I only want men in my life.
I only want to get big and just.
I want to see other dudes' rippled pecs,
sweating,
and big biceps, sweating.
Yeah, I don't have time for you and your
exactly.
bullshit.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah. So he runs after Momo.
Wait,
because Momo's pissed and like, you lying to me, blah blah blah. And then a shit happens. A chain, like they go back to class, and then a change.
Everything
happens.
goes black.
Yeah,
Loch
and
Ness monster appears.
Godzilla Loch Ness monster appears. Lapras.
Hybrid.
all the combination. What we just said.
Hybrid.
Godzilla, Loch Ness, and Lapras came together. They formed one being.
Lapzilla.
It is Lapzilla. Oh man.
The Loch Ness monster.
The Loch Ness monster hits hyper beam on them, and
bro hit the hardest hyper beam.
He did.
But I thought the effect was cool, where
was.
Momo was hiding, and then she like kind of
ripple
moved her foot, and the ripple went all the way down the hallway, and it's like, oh, there's someone down the hallway.
Yep.
Fuck it, go boof, hyper beam, and then just went like straight, and then went. Vroom, like a giant
it was
laser.
It was a huge laser. It was very cool. I think the effects were
Godzilla reference.
It was very good. Yeah,
very
big Godzilla reference for sure. Yeah.
And then
pretty cool.
And then I think the three aliens just pop up, don't they?
Well, no, the boxing yokai shows up.
Because that was just Momo's POV.
Yeah, so,
Okarun and Ira are like, they're together and like, we have to find Momo. And then they turn around and there's fucking Hitmon.
Now you said Hitmon. It's actually Hitmonchan.
Hitmonchan. Sorry.
However, if they reference Godzilla, this wasn't a reference to Pokemon Hitmonchan. I feel this was more of a reference to Hajime no Ippo.
Wait, hold on. But they did Lapras, Hyper Beam.
Well, I mean,
Hitmonchan,
Godzilla, and Loch Ness monster.
I mean, fair enough. No, they're referencing a lot of stuff here, but but it is more Godzilla reference.
And I took the boxing one as more Hajime no Ippo instead.
Hajime no Ippo, really?
The infighting, the stance.
I mean, maybe, but I feel like
that's Ippo's stance, man.
That's just a boxing stance, though.
Yeah, infighting. Yeah.
It's just a boxing stance.
He's an infighter.
Yeah, and the same thing that Hitmonchan had. I'm saying, but it's a boxing type alien that's going at him, and he starts coming at him and starts doing what basically Hajime no Ippo is doing, where he's like bouncing back and forth. It's the Dempsey style, right? Dempsey roll, I think is what they call it in Hajime no Ippo, and he starts going back and forth, and then Okarun has to transform to save Ira, and he transforms and he starts going at him,
and then he gets wrecked by the 3 OG aliens in the first episode.
Yeah,
they want his banana.
Yep,
and they want.
I
his
never
banana.
thought we'd see him again.
Yes.
Yep, but they came back.
Yeah, they stripped him down and they're like, we're gonna take your banana because your banana is special.
The thing is, Ira and ISA underwear. Okarun, nothing. Bare bottom.
What's the next episode?
Huh? No, that was in this episode.
No, Ira and Momo.
No.
When the aliens came down, they stripped him. You see all of his clothing off.
He's not talking about ISA and or Ira and Momo. He's talking about Okurin being stripped down.
Okurin.
Oh yeah, pardon me. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Okurin being
Yeah.
completely stripped down to the nude, which was like,
Well,
that's
like
why.
his clothes were like half tattered, and they're like, let's just kind of.
No. They show butt,
Yeah.
full butt,
Yeah.
with no underwear on.
Oh, sorry. I thought his clothes got like tattered because they were using some like force.
Yeah, they did. That is
He
what
said
happened.
It got
I'm
ripped
saying-
down to the underwear. Pay attention, man.
I
He's
am.
butt naked. The man has his testicles out. His weenie is exposed.
No,
That
that
didn't happen.
No.
That
It didn't happen in the anime, but he was naked. Is what I'm trying to say.
Anyways, the reason why they're coming after him again is because they have realized that him and the other girl have like really high spiritual powers, and it's a thing they haven't seen before that exceeds their weapon capabilities and technology.
Hold on. He says that about Okurin.
Yeah,
because they've seen Okurin, and they were confused on why Ira was there.
Right.
They were like, there must be like something broken in our system that
You shouldn't
malfunctioned.
see us.
You shouldn't see us.
Pow.
Yeah. And then
They fling her away, and she's unconscious.
Yep.
I assume.
and then
And
right
they're
after
like, we
that-
want your banana organ scissors out the crotch area.
Yep. And then we see
Just as about to happen.
We see
Some
pink hair fly,
hair fly.
and then this spinning little Beyblade thing.
and it is the acrobatic Silky
With Ira.
with Ira.
So basically, we get another Power Ranger joining the crew.
Another Oversoul.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And she
Another
says,
Shaman King candidate.
Yeah,
She
and
says,
it's very odd that like,
"Don't touch."
yeah,
Master Okurin.
Master
Master Okurin.
Okurin.
And that's how
Don't know if
kinda-
she has like
so
full
that's-
control, but like she was like fully like transformed, like mask.
So
and
she
everything.
got a personality change a little bit too.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
That's what happened.
Yep.
And what I told you guys is I think what we're gonna see now is this is gonna be a full episode of fighting, and then her figuring out her powers. A couple episodes of her figuring out her powers, and then
I don't
we'll
even think
probably
a couple. I think next episode is her figuring out her.
Well, no, because it's an awakening for her, right? Like she
No,
was
it is.
unconscious, but now she's there. I think after that next week's episode is gonna be like, oh, I learned it. Oh, we're gonna find another person, and then their fourth.
Because I think this is episode 8, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I think next episode we're gonna get her powers, and then the 10th episode you're gonna have the last person join the crew because there's one more person in the intro,
which is a dude.
and
Yeah.
we haven't seen him yet. So I feel like they're gonna need that, and they're gonna need setup episodes for next season and to finish off this season and like wrap it up with a bow, right?
Yeah.
So to do that in 4 episodes is gonna be
Is
pretty
it a 12
cramped.
episode season?
Think so. I want to say it is. It should be on my Annie list. I'll double check.
It's okay. I got you. Keep talking.
But yeah, so next episode, they teased it. We see both Isa and Ira nude again in their underwear, and Okurin butt naked flying through.
At one
sky.
point, they are riding him.
They're riding
It's
him.
12. It is 12.
It is 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 12 episodes.
But next episode, they are fighting the Loch Ness monster thing, like underwater. It's a whole water episode.
yeah, it's gonna be a weird one. It looked pretty cool though in terms of the like effects and everything that was
It
going
does,
on.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And what did you guys feel about? How did you feel about the episode?
That was like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah,
I give it 7 out of 10.
solid.
7
Yeah.
out of 10. Yeah.
7 out of 10.
Not much really happened. Just
No.
a lot of like rom-com stuff, and
Yeah.
then in the last bit of it, then we
The
got some-
setup for
got some
next
good
episode.
stuff. Yeah.
And we actually have our favorite episode, our favorite show, Bleach. But
Bleach.
honestly, this one, I don't even know what to say about this one.
I'll let you take it.
Yeah, you do this one. Man. I'm out.
This one was interesting. So much happened. I have to like rethink about it.
So it
Well-
starts with Zaraki or
With
Kenpachi.
Kenpachi and
Well, it starts off with Renji dying that we know
Oh
about.
yeah, that happened at the end of last episode. Yep.
Continues, but then it gets to the meat and potatoes of Zaraki, Marsuchi, and the group all sprinting, and we come across the cloaked figure,
Mm-hmm.
and Marsuchi's talking, and Zaraki's like, "I got this, dog.
Yep.
Chill."
Goes up.
So he does the Kenpachi thing.
Kurosuchi.
Kurosuchi, Jesus Christ. He
I thought he was saying something wrong. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think that's the name.
He-
I can remember.
charges him in like an instant.
Kenpachi.
Kenpachi charges the hooded dude in like an instant. I guess Kenpachi hit him on the head, but then the hooded figure
Broke his arm.
broke his arm. It happened very quick.
It didn't even happen. Like all that happened was he dashed towards him, struck, and then
A flash
bounced back,
happened,
and then
and then
flash
bounced
happened, and he
back.
bounced back.
Yeah.
and
But
then,
that was because Kurosuchi also was like warning him. So it kind of happened at the same time.
Yeah. It happened. It happened like right in that split second. But his Kenpachi's has a broken arm, and then he's like, but I still was able to crack open its skull.
Yeah, just blood,
and there's blood starts pouring out
so fast.
And then his arm starts twirling.
It became like
it was like a Beyblade, like
meat helicopter.
Meat helicopter. It was disgusting. That was crazy. Blood splattering everywhere. And then Kenny's like, chops off his arm.
He doesn't even chop it. He just
ripped it.
He tears it off.
Yeah, he just tore it off.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't need this thing anymore.
Yeah, and then Kuratsuchi, like, he reveals what's going on. Like, he can control nerves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Because the dude busts out tentacles and weird things are starting to happen to his head.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, so you can control nerves, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And
yeah, he puts his nerves in people's bodies to control
and then
them.
Kuratsuchi just takes away the rest of the episode. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a phone call.
Yeah. Well, Kenpachi rushes the dude again.
With one arm.
Only to get stopped by a dude.
Yep.
And then Kuratsuchi stabs Kenpachi through the chest and was like, I paralyzed you so you wouldn't move, and that way he can't control your stuff. And Kenpachi's just like looking at him with one eye.
Yep.
Because that's all he can really move. And Kuratsuchi's like, that's impressive that you can still move an eye.
Yeah.
He's like,
because
you've let me know that I should be.
Because if Kuratsuchi didn't do that, Kenpachi would have just died because he would have just been mangled to a lump of meat.
Yep.
Yes.
So he's like,
yeah.
So he's like, all right, cool, stab. Uses his sword to paralyze him to basically save his life.
Yep. To save his life. And then he goes up and he just ends up throwing acid on the cloaked dude.
Yeah. Yes. So the nerves come. Kuratsuchi throws acid on the nerves, and then the cloak thing just loses it.
Yeah, he just loses it, goes crazy. And then he just goes on this. This man is just so sick and twisted. Like every word that comes out of his mouth.
It became a real fight. I don't think he's had a fight like that since
Uryu.
Yeah, because even when he fought the 10th Espada, it wasn't that much of a fight.
No, it wasn't. This is like his first real.
It was more of like a scientific fight.
Yeah, it was a science fair.
And because it was him versus the science head of the Espada.
The 10th
so
Espada,
it was like a science off.
And it's kind of crazy because I never doubt that he doesn't have it in the bag because of just like every time like the cloak dude just comes at him, he's just like, oh, that's it. He puts he's able to control nerves, so he actually throws his nerves through the ground to attack him. Goes into Kuratsuchi's hand, and then he takes a needle and re-stitches his nerves.
Yeah,
and
which is crazy.
Like in an instant. And you're like,
with one arm.
He's like, oh, that's crude work. I should work on this. And then it's like you're just
because like
what is going on?
Kuratsuchi is, I guess, on the defense, and he's kind of sprinting away because now the hand can like put its nerves in inanimate objects.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
he's
like
creating hands
in the wall.
out of like concrete.
Yeah,
and brick
because and the reason why it's hands is we learned that the hooded figure is actually the left arm of the Soul King.
Pernita.
Yes. So very interesting that we get that. But yeah, its nerves can go into things and then create hands of things.
Its hand represents stillness.
Yes.
The other one was or Mimi Hagi was about creation. You know, and they kind of like watered it down to like, oh, stillness, it can control nerves.
Is it the reverse or is it?
What do you mean? Is it the reverse?
Because you said that the left hand is stillness. Is it the right hand is stillness? Or
No.
Is it left?
The right hand is Mimi Hagi, which is creation.
Okay.
The left hand is Pernita, which is stillness.
Okay, pardon me.
And it's just like realistically, if you want to think about it on a grander scale, it's stillness where things don't change as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, there's chains that lock it into place.
Yeah.
Which is why it had chains.
It was
on
chained.
fingers.
Whoa. Big lore guy.
Depth.
That actually kind of explains the chains, because I was gonna say that kind of seemed weird, like the whole thing. It still is a little bit weird.
With that kind of stuff, it delves deeper, right? Like there's always something deeper with Tite Kubo's works when it comes to like his symbolisms and stuff, and that was definitely one of them.
But the one thing I do have to say about the hand is like it is a CG hand.
Yeah, they decided to go CG with this one, whereas the right hand they did 2D animation.
They did 2D animation, and I don't like the CG.
CG hands are disgusting.
They're disgusting.
They're
so
disgusting.
gross, dude.
From like My
the fingernails. Dude, stop. Okay? Anime studios, stop. Please. I don't need fingers
Like
everywhere,
hands aren't
dude.
supposed to be creepy, dog.
No.
Like they're supposed to be tools to help you do things.
Do you remember in the beginning of this season when they had the hands?
Hands were
like,
made
the
to draw
finger-
these hands.
Like, you can't be doing this, okay? The weird fingers everywhere. We need to stop, okay? It's
made it
not
creepy as
It's
hell.
creepy. It's not
disgusting.
cool.
And they made it gross looking.
Yeah. And then so this fight kicks off, and this episode honestly just escalates and gets weirder.
Yeah.
And
Because
weirder.
Kurosuchi loses
and
the
weirder.
whole like Jesus glow and like starts cutting off a finger.
Yeah.
Only for that finger to grow into another.
Do you remember the ability he used to cut that finger off?
Oh, yeah, is it?
It was like a dude's head on a.
Oh, we forgot about how he stuck the finger inside the baby Blade's head into the eyeball, and like activated some weird, disgusting thing.
To count back, like when Kenpachi,
this is like mad scientist.
It's weird. This episode's weird. When Kurosuchi stabs Kenpachi to use the anesthesia on him, he
took his big ass coke finger and shoved it in the eye of his blade, which is a baby's face. And as soon as he stuck it in there, whipped it out, the baby started crying.
And there's blood coming out of the eye. And you're like, this is sick, dude. This is not
That's where it began. Well, that's where
Because
the arm twisting thing was like, okay, whatever. It's going to be some crazy ass, like, weird power. But him is just creepy and weird. And it's just, that's how it starts. And it just progressively got worse. With the whole, like, head weird thing that he shot at.
He shoots out like a head sperm looking thing. It wraps around the hand and then blows the finger off. And you're like, what is happening?
Did he like to the head thing? Did he go like, "Are you ready?" And it's like, no. And it explodes.
Yes, he did.
And then it the no comment. I was like, what the fuck he can talk,
dude? Okay, if you're watching
He's
this,
like, he even said, "I don't want to die," and then he proceeds to blow it up.
Like, and you have like this frog little button goes beep and then blew up.
If you haven't watched this episode, don't watch it in front of other people. Watch it in your
Be
privacy.
weird alone for this.
I don't know if it's worse to watch it alone or with people.
No, if you were watching this on the bus, could you imagine looking over and you're like, what the hell is going on? CG hands blowing off fingers with heads. You're like, my goodness, this is weird.
Yeah. So Pernita continues to say, like, I can grow another hand, in which the finger does. It starts growing. And as he's chasing Kurosuchi, it's ripping off other fingers to make more hands.
It's like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Because I think he said, like, the left hand is for advancement and the right hand was for something else as well. Like,
yeah, I can't remember.
Exactly something along the lines of that.
That happens, and then Kurosuchi's like, well, he calls out his Bankai.
He's like, fuck this.
And he explains that it's an altered Bankai. He has engineered it to be different.
Which is crazy to alter your Bankai.
It looked like, no, this is exactly what it looked like. It looked like he altered it by taking it out of, like, Demon Souls and, like, putting it in the anime. Like, it's like a Demon Souls-esque baby thing. And you're like,
so he explains that when this happens, his weapon adapts to the enemy.
Yeah, he sends data from the fight to the Bankai. And like it's the same Bankai, I can't even pronounce it, but it's the same as the one, but then it has like a giant other name. So it kind of looks like
when he yelled out Bankai, a fetus came out of it.
Yep.
And grew into a giant pregnant man.
Like gave birth to another fetus.
A giant pregnant Buddha, you could say, almost.
The Demon Souls Buddha.
Oh, yeah. And like Alien, it like ripped out of its stomach.
No, it came out of its belly button.
Yeah.
It birthed it from its belly button.
Yeah.
So the fetus gave another fetus?
Yes. Yeah, the fetus grew to grow another fetus out.
I don't even know.
And it crawls at him. Disgustingly.
People are going to question
Creepy.
me.
And then that thing looks like his Bankai.
But if you know Kurosuchi, you know it fits his bill.
No, it fits his character. It's his character
That's what
archetype.
his character stuff, it fits him.
It does fit him, but it's so absolutely weird. And then, so this baby just starts crawling towards the left hand and then just
crying.
Crying.
12,000 arms.
He explains that it has 70,000 layers, so your nerves won't really reach it.
It'll
so
just
you
rip off one layer.
Yeah.
So
then
like,
as a baby does, it goes, and then just goes, and starts eating the fucking hand.
Yeah, he just eats them. They're just chicken nuggies at a certain point. You're like,
chicken.
Dude,
okay.
That was literally how
And it's the way it was just
Yeah. No,
just
it's
like
just
slurping it in, man.
just
It was
like
disgusting.
swallowing arms, and you're like, what is happening?
and then it ends the best way because he's just like,
yeah.
and I was like, this is literally insane.
He's a mad scientist, man.
Hey, to be fair, on uniqueness scale,
Yeah,
it breaks every like layer. I've never seen anything or watched anything like I watched that in that episode.
It was it definitely was more grotesque in animation format than it was in the manga format.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I think that trumps Uzumaki.
Taikuba was like, get me the weirdest people that you fucking know to draw this scene for me.
Like Junji Ito's Uzumaki, the first episode is sick and twisted and kind of gross, right? This beats it. It definitely does. And I think it's
out of 10, what would you guys give this episode?
I don't even know.
10 being the most fucked up and weird.
10, 11, 12. I don't know if I want to watch this episode again.
This episode hurt me.
I might need to seek therapy. Like, it's weird.
It definitely was. I'd give it like a 10 for that too.
Oh, dude, easy.
If we're talking about it being weird, but as an episode as a whole, I'd probably give
9?
it like an 8.59.
Yeah. If I have to look at it, I'd like perspectively, I just say like maybe 8.5.
How did you feel when you found out that Pernita, that Quincy, was the left hand of God, the left hand of the Soul King?
I just thought it was weird. I thought it was an odd take to have. Like, how was he? So the left hand was just cloaked and small. I don't know. It just felt odd.
Do you realize how he got it though?
No, I don't know how he got it.
Remember that scene where Ichibei was sitting at a table across from Yawok?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about a little bit of the past. And we found out that Yawok is the son of the Soul King.
Yeah.
And he threw the Almighty at him.
Yes.
He also threw the left hand of the Soul King at him.
Oh.
And he took that with him.
Okay.
Influence.
I see.
It's like, fuck you now. Take your hand then.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It seemed odd, but I mean, it was it makes sense canonically.
Now, the Soul King doesn't have arms.
Yeah, he doesn't have the arms. Where are his arms? Where are his legs? That kind of thing.
You know what's one thing we won't know is what happened to the legs.
We still have no idea.
Because it's not in the manga.
Yeah, we still have no idea.
Yeah. So unless he's gonna throw it in this series somewhere, we don't know what happened to his legs.
Yeah.
We know what happens to the hands, his eyes, and his heart.
But the legs, I mean.
Yeah.
No idea.
It's. I would say this episode. I'm just looking forward to the next episode because you guys.
Oh, you have no idea.
You guys told me that it's going to be crazy.
You have no idea.
I'm very, very, very excited.
I would not be surprised if the next episode breaks.
It won't be what you think it is, but it's the
but
start
it's the start. It's the start. Yeah.
Okay.
It might not be the next, but
manga readers will know.
Do you think it's not this one, but the one after? Or like the few upcoming?
No, because this is the setup of the fights. Everything we are seeing right now is just the beginning of the fights.
True.
Yes.
Yeah, we're in the prelim fights.
Yes.
We're not. We haven't hit main card yet.
No, but I
we in the finals. This is like quarterfinals.
Yeah.
This is like quarterfinals.
I want to tell you so badly what's going to happen.
No, don't. I'm very excited because next week I get to come in here and be excited for Bleach, even though this weird, I feel weird about Bleach.
You might damn near see one of the coldest scenes ever. High hand to God, I swear you might see one of the coldest scenes in this entire series ever.
It'll be cool.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. I'm looking forward to it. This is, of course, I've said this a million times. I just started watching Bleach right before this started, and it is absolutely phenomenal. I have become one of the biggest Bleach fanboys because it's just that
this
good.
episode.
Even this episode, I wouldn't.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Like, it's not bad. I can't give it like, that's why I still gave it like an 8.5 because it's still good. Like, everything is good except the CG, I'd say. Like, I would just say the CG hand is what brings it down for me to
and
like that 8 mark.
we all have our takes on CG in anime. I mean, it's
exactly.
Right,
but at the end of the day,
they've
it's
done
still
CG
a good
right
episode.
in some episodes. This one just felt kind of off.
Like, no, that's what I mean. Like the CG was, it definitely felt off and weird. And when they had more hands and it was all CG, you're like, come on, guys. You saw that it was bad. Why are we expanding on this, right? And it is what it is. But yeah, good episode. Look forward to the next one. Let's move on to
I think
Game
we
Awards.
only have enough time for one more thing, which is...
What do you want to do?
We'll do the Game Awards.
Yeah, I say
Game Awards are coming up December 12th.
Yep.
Sir.
They are usually the most anticipated thing that people look for. Although last year...
we could talk about Star Wars if you want, like just briefly.
Yeah, we could touch on it. Let's touch on it. Let's touch on Star Wars quickly.
I don't think we have enough time.
No?
No? Okay, fair.
We'll save it.
It's 4 returning studios that we're going to like.
Oh, fair. Yes.
And then another 4 new studios are
Okay,
coming.
yes, you are
So
correct.
We don't have enough time
to
for
really
that.
go in depth about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it on a different.
Fair.
episode.
Okay, cool.
Do short Zach.
We could do a short.
We could, yeah.
I'm not a Star Wars guy, so it makes sense.
True.
Yes,
True.
yes.
True.
But
But
yeah,
December
Game
12th,
Awards.
voting is up right now. So make sure if you guys have like favorite video games they want to do.
Yeah, or leave in the
Go
comments.
for-
It's free.
Yeah, that too. Well, I mean, signing up for their website to vote is also free. So like, it is what it is. But there's been a little bit of controversy going around, especially with the Game of the Year nominations.
Yep.
Again this year, there's always controversy.
There is.
Everyone's
Although
gonna have an opinion.
I don't know how much I'm looking forward to this Game Awards this year because the last one they just sped through crap, and it was mostly just game advertising,
Kind of.
and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was just here's this nomination, this is the award, you know, the major ones was what it was. Anyways,
While you're taking a break, check out this game.
yeah.
So
Anyways, let's start with just the Game of the Year nominees, man, because it's kind of short. It's a short list, and there's some interesting ones on there.
There is.
You know,
okay, wait. Before we even get into this, the Game Awards has come out and said that
Well,
Is
DLC.
there a
hold on.
bunch of idiots?
I was gonna get into it first, and then we can talk about
Sure.
it.
Fair. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
that's what I kind of wanted.
Okay.
to say.
Okay. Fair.
Well, you kind of just said it, so you might as well just say it.
No, you can. I was just saying what the Game Awards are now specifying as a quote game.
Yeah, you might as well just say it.
DLCs and
Remakes,
remakes or remasters or just
remakes.
Okay, cool, okay.
Yeah, there's no remasters in here.
yeah.
It'd be kind of weird if remasters were in here. But anyways, yeah. So on that, for Game of the Year nominees, we have Black Myth Wukong, which makes sense. There's Metaphor Refant to Zero, which just came out. I'm surprised it's already up for Game of the Year nomination. Astrobot, of all things,
Which is odd.
which I'm sure was a great game,
Yeah.
but it's a platformer that's basically just a robot version of Sackboy's Adventure.
Yep.
I think it's overblown.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I've heard it's like short as hell.
Yeah.
I've heard like from everybody, from all of my friends, I've heard only like
Yeah.
one person talk about the game.
We'll get into it a little bit. There's Balatro, which is a poker game.
Roguelite
game. A poker roguelite game, which is surprising. But, you know, hey, if people liked it, people liked it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree, which is a DLC, which is what Andre talked about.
Yes.
which is
Which is what the Game Awards are doing different this year.
Yeah. So they are specifying DLCs and remakes as candidates, and everyone's like, they're not games, or at least the remakes are games that previously were, you know, maybe could have been in game of the year or game award categories, and now the remake shouldn't really have a spot, should go to an actual game. And then DLCs, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, the remakes were definitely a thing last year because I think Resident Evil 4 was up there.
Yeah,
and
for
people
game
were
of the year, and everyone's like
Why?
it was cool. Like, I've beaten it, it's cool, but it's a remake of a great classic game.
that people have already played, and hence Rebirth is just like Rebirth isn't even it is a full game, but it's not. It's a part of a game. It's disc 2 in the original trilogy.
So could you even classify it as like DLC? If you want to get technical.
I mean, technically you could.
I mean, yeah, it's an interesting one. It's basically
because it's not a whole complete game.
yeah.
It's not like the first one wasn't. It was
No.
part of a whole game.
It it was the damn near start of a whole series.
Yeah, so I would say, yeah, you know what? You could, well, not even DLC. It's a part of an ongoing series.
Yeah. So technically, it could be an ongoing series.
It should be an ongoing series.
Yeah, best ongoing series.
Yeah. Calling it, like, when I think of Game of the Year, I'm thinking full game, beginning to end, that's it. Not these break-offs like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which I don't even know if it is considered a full expansion or if it's just...
No, it is.
It like full on
expansion.
$80
Full.
Oh yeah.
Adds a whole new
Full.
world.
Oh
A
yeah.
bunch of new bosses.
Full.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking big.
Okay.
Like side by side, it could be on its own a full game.
It could be a standalone.
Yeah.
So with this,
Yes.
DLCs, them saying DLCs are a thing. It can be nominated.
Ooh. I was actually. Oh wait. Sorry. Go on.
Right? That they could be nominated. What is the standard for a DLC to get nominated for Game of the Year then?
Now, what I was going to say, I've heard some people say, okay, cool. You want to add Shadow of the Erdtree. What about the Cyberpunk one? Because I heard that was a whole damn near game and it was great.
It was. Phantom Liberty was a whole damn near game, and it was.
And not just that, but why don't we throw in Final Fantasy XIV's Dawn Trail?
You're right.
They're at this point they're saying like, okay, well, like I feel like this year, like there's been better games. I feel like I don't know.
I feel like it's just laziness on their part.
The thing
you could just have a category of best DLC.
It's very true.
You could
because there's DLC every year. Why not just make its own?
True.
Separate category?
It doesn't count as a full video game, and if it's an expansion, it does feel a little bit odd to throw it into a Game of the Year award. Where I mean, Game of the Year for DLC.
And same thing with remakes
Makes
too.
sense,
I feel like remakes should have their own category.
You could, yeah.
I mean,
but I guess maybe they don't do a whole lot.
There's not a
once.
whole lot of
Which
remakes,
is fair.
so I can see why they do remakes, but DLC just does feel a little bit weird. And I mean,
It feels lazy.
if it does feel a little bit lazy,
I'm come on and say I think it feels lazy. Like there's other games out there.
there's been tons of games that have been released this year. We had the
I mean, hell, they threw a poker.
there was the Zelda game.
They threw a poker game in there.
Zelda game's in there.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not on
not.
Game
No,
of the
sorry.
Year.
Sorry, it's in one of the categories.
We're talking about Game of the Year.
I'm talking about
Stay
Game of
on
the Year.
topic, man.
Oh,
Stay on
okay.
topic.
I'm saying it could be in here. I don't know why it's not. It was raved by fans. People loved it. Maybe it didn't sell that great, but at the same time, it has great reviews and it's a full length title.
Yeah.
From start to finish, brand new IP. Okay, I don't know why we have to go ahead and put DLC. You are right. It shouldn't be DLC. We shouldn't be just throwing what the best piece of content that came out. Oh, it's just like, what are we gonna have soundtracks in there next? Oh, the soundtrack was so good. It has to be Game of the Year. It's like you can't put things in there that are aren't supposed to be.
They could have added a bunch of crap, man. Like realistically, like
Helldivers 2.
Helldivers 2, Warhammer 40K, which people really raved about.
Absolutely.
Helldivers.
Helldiver.
just said-
Where are you today? Where the hell are you today? My God.
I'm trying to think of games. So like that's the first one.
We
that,
said
like,
Helldivers. You had Warhammer 40K, and then you said Helldivers.
I know.
I was like,
I zoned the thing of games.
You know, there's a bunch like
Tekken.
Tekken 8, Stellar Blade, Dragon's Dogma
And, like,
2,
if they are-
Life is Strange. Like,
Dragon.
I get it. They
Dragon's
don't want,
Age?
They don't want to throw a billion of like the same
It's not
title.
being nominated, bro. Shut up. Why
Like-
would you say Dragon Age, man?
The new one I've heard is good.
It didn't get the sales numbers.
You know what's funny?
Ooh,
I
okay.
talked to a Dragon Age fan actually, and I was talking to them about it, and I was questioning why they liked the game because I tried Dragon Age a while ago and I just couldn't get into it. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, it's just really
Which one
deep
did you try to
lore."
get into?
I think it was Origins.
Oh, Origins is their best one, but I can see why you wouldn't get into it. It's a different style of gameplay.
Yeah, it's a different style of gameplay, and I really didn't understand how I was going about it, so I just it wasn't for me. But yeah, even Dragon
like
Age
the
failed.
new
I'll give it
Sonic game that came out.
Dude, there was so many games this year, and the fact that we have all these.
How do you go to Sonic?
I just have one question.
Trying to figure out Dragon.
I have one question though. What is Balatro? I've never heard of this title. I'm usually up on video
You've never
games.
heard of it?
Not once.
That's insane.
Not a single
They've had
time.
like 3 big collabs this year.
With what?
Dave the Diver, Among Us, and The Witcher.
It's an indies thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Okay.
not really.
It's very odd. I just don't know what I mean, if it's great, like
I think actually in Dave the Diver you can play it.
You can play Balatro in Dave the Diver?
Yeah, I think so. And then same with The Witcher, I think.
Because I did play Dave the Diver, completely full.
It's Gwent.
No, I know, but I think they've also added it. Oh. I could be very wrong, but I think
Dave the Diver. The thing is, I played through all of Dave the Diver, and I don't remember a Balatro
recently.
Okay, let's get back to Game of the Year.
But yes, let's go.
We're getting a little off topic here. But back to Game of the Year, like DLCs. I don't know. They shouldn't be unless because it's like where do you draw the line? I feel like if you're gonna do that, it's got to be a full-on game expansion, which adds a whole new world.
Yeah,
it has to be it just has to be standalone. It has to be
new bosses.
It has to be a completely separate game title that's not attached to an already existing one. And they could have released it that way, but they released it as a DLC. They didn't go ahead and do the standalone route because they wanted all the world to be the same, right? They wanted it all to be one game, and that makes sense from their perspective. But at the same time, you can't go and be like, oh, because it's so big, it's now game. It's like, no, it isn't game. It is not standalone. You still need the original title to play it. And that means it's attached to the game.
Because realistically, like a 3-hour DLC could absolutely crush it and then become a nomination for a Game of the Year.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion.
And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if Shadow of the Erdtree got it. And
I think it will.
But the thing is,
honestly, I would say it's between Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, and Metaphor Refund to Zero. I think.
Yeah,
you don't think?
No, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, even in terms of like numbers, didn't do that great.
It's a second title.
It is a second title. I don't think it'll win. I absolutely don't think. As much as I like Final Fantasy VII, I don't think it's gonna win, man.
It's a sequel. I think
really Black Myth Wukong would end up taking it.
Oh yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't be surprised if it won.
Yeah, I put money on it. Yeah. But like with Elden Ring and Metaphor, I've been hearing like people absolutely loving it. Those two are definitely a contender.
I'd be shocked if Elden Ring beat Black Myth. I would be shocked.
Let's go to our next category that we're going to talk about, because we're only going to talk about two, because you can go and check out all of them on there, but we only think that Game of the Year and most anticipated are really the big things to be looking for.
So they got 5 games on there.
Yep.
They got Death Stranding 2 on the beach. So they're coming out with a second Death Stranding,
sequel.
If you weren't aware. Ghost of Yotai.
Yep.
Or Yote, which is Sucker Punch's second
sequel to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I guess it is a sequel. Yeah. Because it's taking like 100 years or something like that after.
400 years.
Yeah, something like that. Well into the future.
Yeah, with a brand new protagonist and a brand new area, which is going to be kind of cool.
Yep.
Mostly a more mountainy.
Mount Yotai, I think.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
And the land surrounding that.
Yeah, and the land surrounding Mount Yotai. And then we also have Grand Theft Auto 6.
Which is another big one. I think 2026 is when that one's coming out.
Yep. It should be end of 2026.
Yep. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I'm surprised that's on there because I thought it looked bad.
Interesting.
I thought it looked bad.
Interesting.
Like you waited all these years to give us a first-person shooter, which graphically looks inferior to what you put out with Metroid.
The remaster?
No. Not the remaster.
Dread.
Thank you. Yeah. Dread looked really damn good, and I was expecting that to be a thing.
I like Dread a lot.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Because that's the original style.
Yeah.
This whole first person thing, it looks like garbage. And when they showed off the blaster sounds, sounded terrible. It sounded like Mega Man's blaster, which was sad. And then we got
your favorite,
the one I'm looking forward to, Monster Hunter Wilds, which I think is between Monster Hunter Wilds
GTA 6
and GTA 6.
No, it is GTA 6.
I think it's between those two.
I don't even think it's a question. I think it's GTA 6 hands down. Yeah. GTA 5 is one of the highest selling games of all time, next to Minecraft. Understand that.
Sure. Yeah. No. Fair.
GTA 6 is probably one of the most anticipated
Monster Hunter
games.
has been coming up, man. Monster Hunter World really kicked it off, and It went from a cult hit to a mainstream hit.
Wait. I'm talking complete. This GTA 6 expands across normie audience.
Yes,
right?
I'm aware.
Monster Hunter
doesn't
touch normie on.
Picking it up like crazy.
It doesn't touch the numbers that GTA 5 has ever put out. And what I'm saying is,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying Monster Hunter has been coming up like crazy, and more people have been getting into it. It's become more mainstream now.
The thing is, from the people that I've ever talked to who just like play, like normie audience that I've talked to about video games, they've heard of Ghost of Yotei more than they've heard of Monster Hunter. Most of the time, they don't even know what Monster Hunter is, and that's where I'm coming from. Like, Monster Hunter is fantastic, and you are right, it is coming up. But I mean, GTA 6 is
I
worldwide.
could give zero fucks about GTA 6.
Oh, you might not, but the world does.
That's cool.
The trailer, the first week the trailer came out, I think it was like the most viewed video like in 24 hours.
Yeah, like I could honestly care less about GTA 5.
You could.
I kind of.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
My thing with GTA is like, I think I kind of feel the same way realistically, because GTA 5 I was really into. I went full. I got all three endings.
Same.
All
three
tilted
endings.
it. Yeah.
GTA 4 I did not care about.
GTA 4 I didn't.
Because GTA 4 felt like every other GTA that they made.
100%.
And that's my worry with GTA 6 is, will they make it feel like 5, or which we've already played like a numerous amount of times, or are they going to do, what are they doing differently to push that envelope? And it just can't be their graphics.
No, I don't think it is their graphics.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
It's the
GTA 5 gave you the first time where you played as 3 different protagonists, and you can see how they play. That was different.
And you could do a lot more in that game too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was. The interactions were very cool. I do still think that if after 12 years they weren't able to expand on that and make their storytelling better, it would be probably one of the biggest failures in gaming history. This game is so anticipated, and they've made what, over $1 billion, like multiple billions of dollars from their previous
realistically
game.
What could they do to really innovate Grand Theft Auto? Make
smoother,
you go get gas for cars?
No.
Throwing
No.
weather.
Wait,
Like,
hold on. Smoother gameplay. You got to remember,
GTA 5 that should be a given though.
That should be a given, but these are the things that you should be looking forward to.
These are just performance enhancements.
No, it shouldn't just be performance enhancements. What I'm saying is, you guys are just like, oh, it's only going to be graphical and it's only going to be that. We don't know what the story is yet.
I'm saying
seen trailer, right?
What could they do to really innovate?
What is any of these games going to do to innovate?
No, in terms of story.
In terms of story, what do you mean?
Well, you're talking about the story, right?
We don't know the story. We know the main characters, we know where they are, and we have nothing.
That's what I kind of mean. With GTA 4 and previous ones, GTA 4 just felt like every other GTA.
Fair enough.
GTA 5 is where they changed.
Fair enough.
They really innovated by giving you 3 protagonists with 3 different kind of stories.
I feel you.
3 different endings.
Yes.
And of course, you could do a lot more in GTA 5, which I think would be a given for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where now we're going into this GTA 6. So we're going to have, 2 protagonists maybe with 2 different storylines?
Sure.
Or we're lessening the amount of things that we're doing,
well,
but adding more stuff that you can do in there.
I would actually enjoy that. I don't mind how many characters I get to play as.
Which is fine. I just need to know how much different it's going to be.
Well, that's the thing. How much different is Ghost of Yotei going to be from Ghost of Tsushima? It's going to be an almost identical game with very slight differences.
Not necessarily. What we understand about Ghost of Yotei is instead of you fighting an army and saving your land, you're actually bounty hunting this time, which is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is different, and we know that these characters are in love, and it's a love story that's completely different from what we've seen from GTA 5.
Situation.
It's a Bonnie and Clyde situation.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we are getting a new story from that. We're going to have different crossing paths probably between the 2 protagonists, and we're going to see how that's going to play out in the story. I personally think that GTA 6 will push the envelope in terms of storytelling.
I think it'll sell well.
I think it will.
I'm predicting it'll have an average game score.
Yeah.
It won't be what GTA 5 was.
Really?
I don't think so. I think in terms of sales numbers,
GTA 5 is an anomaly.
Yeah.
I think
I agree.
in the sense of like
I 100%
its lifespan.
It's like Skyrim.
It kind of is, yeah.
If I'm looking at Rockstar's record, though, if I'm looking at what they've released recently, right? If I'm looking at their track record, it was GTA 5, and then we had Red Dead 2. Yep. 2 very, very, very highly acclaimed games.
Red Dead 2 sold well.
It's not even sold well, rated insanely well.
Yeah. Well, but that's because people were looking more forward to the single player aspect and seeing where the story started.
Sure. Exactly.
Rather than their multiplayer.
And the story was insanely in depth. It was, and they pushed the envelope again. Right. And this is what I'm saying. If we look at Rockstar's, just not GTA, if we just look at Rockstar in the last 10 years, we've had 2 fantastic games, and we are looking at this another one of those just from their past 2, right? We're going to be getting crazy. You are right. Crazy high sales numbers. And I think it's going to push the envelope in terms of storytelling in almost the most out of these 5 personally. Maybe Yote might more, but honestly, I just don't see how they could beat out GTA 6.
Yeah. Well, I mean, GTA 6 is coming out on like all platforms, realistically.
True, exactly.
Right. So, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I think numbers and sales wise, again, I'll repeat this for like the third or fourth time.
Yeah.
Sales wise, they'll crush it. In terms of like
Ratings?
maybe how it scores in terms of story and development, I think it'll be like averaging out. Like it'll be like it's in the 70s. That's what I think.
Personally, I think it's going to be way higher. I think we're going to get like a 92, 93 rating from like every game score. We're going to have like very, very good positive notes. And for sure, bugginess on the first. If anyone remembers GTA 5, it was buggy as hell the moment it dropped. It was plagued with bugs and issues. And I don't see there being a difference in this given the video game landscape.
Yeah. You're looking forward to what? Death Stranding 2?
No, I'm personally looking forward to Metroid Prime and Monster Hunter.
And we were talking about this before. I had a question. Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
You thought it was very well received.
Or Death Stranding 1.
Death Stranding 1 was very well received.
Yeah.
I just didn't get that at all from every person.
Again, I've never played it. I thought it was like a very well received game.
Honestly, I'm surprised it's even on this list. I'm surprised it's even near this list. To be completely honest, that's how badly it was.
I heard the first one was very convoluted and people still don't know.
I heard like the story is very good or in depth.
Stories.
I could be very.
I mean, I played
wrong.
a bit of it and I was just like, the story's
from story, gameplay, and everything. Because I watched a bit of gameplay before because I got the game for free and I was going to play it. I downloaded it and then I started watching gameplay of it just to see what I was getting myself into because I'm not really a big Hideo Kojima guy. So I was like, let me try this out. Everyone's raving about it. They're like, oh, this is gonna be the next Picasso. So I'm like,
I got the collector's edition with the little baby thing inside.
Yeah, and then I watched people lug packages around, and I was like, this is the game.
This is the game.
This is the game. And then I went over to one of my buddies' places, and he fully finished the game, and I think he nearly platinumed it. And I played a bit of it, and I'm like, this is the game, and he's like, this is the game. And I was like, I'm never playing this ever in my life. I don't care. That's hot trash.
Yeah.
So those are our 2 cents on the Game Awards. But
there's a bunch of other stuff like best action,
many.
best fighting, best RPG, best art direction, best narrative, things like that. I mean, if you guys are,
I think we went over it last year, but I think it's just a little too convoluted and a little bit too much. So we're just gonna keep it to those 2 sections.
Yeah.
And if you guys have your opinions on the matter, leave them down in the comments below. We love to hear that stuff. Of course, again, we are doing the giveaway for the Luffy Gear 5 and a bunch of other pops.
Apparently a bunch of other
pops. I'm bringing in a Nezuko and a Tanjiro, and we're bringing in a bunch of different ones. I know Pat's bringing some, Andre's bringing some. So please, again, like, comment, subscribe, and let us know how you're feeling about the Game Awards.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for watching this great episode of the Podsack Podcast. We will see you in the next one. We love you. Sack Squad.
Peace.
Yeah.